Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 525 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Let's get to one little podcast that Lightcast had put out. Matthew, he put out a podcast where he actually gets to interview once again, talk to Taylor Murphy from Cultured Nerd, and revealing a lot of things. And he even goes over some of the details involved with that article that the Culture Nerd had put out in about the plot by Jeff Johns and John Berg to kick out Zack Snyder and control the DCEU. So I suggest you go over to, I'll put the link in the description below, and so you can check out this little podcast as well. It's not that little, it's actually pretty long, but interesting elements in there that you get to hear about. A lot of it may disgust you, and it certainly has things that I have heard about. Whether it's true or not, I guess the only people who know would be the actual people like Jeff and John and Zack and everybody there. I'll leave it to you to choose if you want to believe it or not. But it is interesting. It does have some newer things, though. Things like how Taylor Murphy reveals that New Gods, Ava DuVernay and Tom King's New Gods, is probably not coming out. Like, that's not going to happen. It's going to be at the written stage. That's not going to happen. And so that's something that is like not even on the table anymore, which is interesting. That's interesting as well. Whether that's due to COVID-19 or because of situations within the DC, I don't know. But according to Culture Nerd, Taylor Murphy, that's not happening as well. The other issue is the thing about Jeff Johns' Green Lantern movie. There is some aspect that that may also not happen as well. So that's not that's something that was kind of thrown away as well in terms of DC. So we'll probably not have a Green Lantern movie, right? And there are also different things about Zack Snyder being the executive producer for Wonder Woman and executive producer for the Batman and the Suicide Squad. So there's a lot of interesting information that you can get out of this. Like I said, whether you believe it or not, I leave that up to you. But the show is in the link in the description below. I did also talk to Matthew, and we did have an episode that I think he'll be airing later on. So you can look out for that, where I get to talk to Taylor Murphy, a little about DC, Snyder Cut, even some Power Rangers. So there's some stuff about that as well. So look out for that. Now let's talk about Green Lantern a little bit. Since I mentioned Jeff Johns, Thomas Polito, who is a scooper, but this is actually, you can actually find this on the website from Mad Ghost Productions. That is Jeff Johns' own company. That's the company he founded after getting, depending who you talk to, either kicked out, quit, or laid off, pretty much. But ultimately, he's no longer at DC. He's no longer at Warner Brothers. He is, the president and principal and CEO, creator of his own company called Mad Ghost Productions. He's essentially a company that writes, an independent contractor, pretty much. He writes stories and tries to pitch it to the studio and or being producer on some of the productions that ultimately gets distributed by either Warner Brothers or HBO Max. So one of these, Jeff Johns will be executive producing HBO Max's Green Lantern series via his company Mad Ghost Productions. So he's involved with Stargirl, but this one popped up, Green Lantern live action series, the first live action series delving into the Green Lantern universe, in development at HBO Max. Produced by Greg Berlanti Productions and Mad Ghost Productions. So initially it was just Berlanti Productions, but now it seems like it's being headed also by Mad Ghost, which includes Jeff Johns. It probably rightfully so. he did write the great Green Lantern, Blackest Night. So he is a great writer, and I think that's where his skill is best utilized in this sense. So this may be a very good thing. Now, this could probably why it led to the story about the Green Lantern Corps movie probably not happening. Like, that's not going to happen. And maybe because a lot of that material he wrote for the movie Green Lantern Corps could possibly be transferred to the actual TV series that's coming out on HBO Max, a live action series for this. So that could possibly be it. That's why there is no movie coming out for Warner Brothers. Although, when you go into his site, it's still here, Green Lantern Corps, once of DC Comics' greatest superhero universes. The film will feature Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and it still says in development. So there's still maybe a way for him to make at least write for that motion picture version as well, but we'll have to wait and see. For the most part, right now, it seems like this Green Lantern live action TV series is much more likely. It even has HBO Max on the title, so this is probably a lot more likely than the actual movie. So if you're a Green Lantern fan, though, check out, Green Lantern is the live action series is coming to HBO Max as one of their original live action series DC in development at HBO Max. So that's interesting in itself. So, but let's get into a little bit in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let's see our fan pick of the day. This is coming from Eric Alex Cantero Gomez, numbers 627. And you can reach him at this Vero account and this Twitter account. I like this because when you first look at it, it's very dark, for one, and it's got the black suit. Cyborg's got the armored head, and it just reminds you of like an Alien poster, like Alien, because I was kind of looking over like a Geiger-esque material and the artwork, and I watched Alien, just recently, and so I always, when that mind where they wanted to make it a Geiger-esque Alien type of area and a type of setting. I was this just popped up when I was searching through Zack Snyder's Justice League fan posters, and I thought this looks fantastic. Never faced this before, not as United. Very simple, minimal, but very like Geiger-esque here, especially with the OG Steppenwolf, which I hope that Zack Snyder is definitely putting back into the film. So I pick this as my Zack Snyder's Justice League fan pick of the day. All right, so interesting stuff. TNT Drama had put out this tweet, and not only this, it was other DC tweets as well, including Henry Cavill, which kind of sparked a lot of Henry Cavill to trend. So we kind of rolled that wave to saying Henry Cavill, Man of Steel. A lot of people says we want to see Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. So there was a lot of that today as well. I don't know why it trended. I don't know if it was because of TNT Drama, but apparently, so I think they're going to be showcasing, of course, Justice League, which we know is Justice League. Grab your friends, because Justice League is our TNT big ticket movie tonight, 7:30 p.m. And someone responded, that's a shot from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Wish you guys were showing that version instead. And TNT Drama did actually respond to that. It says, us when we asked the network if they would release the Snyder Cut, and they said it didn't exist. But then in the GIF, it says, all right then, keep your secrets. Meaning they kind of know, they know, they're just playing it along because they know it exists and stuff. And I don't know if they actually did ask the network, because they are part of the whole Warner Media group, right? I mean, they're not in the HBO Max faction or on that side. They're not even on the Warner Brothers side. They're a network television. But it's interesting that they would say that and respond to that, and in a light fashion, well, all right then, keep your secrets, knowing full well that it does exist, and says, all right, All right, you keep your secrets. You try to, yeah, right, it doesn't exist. So I thought that was kind of funny, and it's great to see that account kind of respond to that. And they responded more, actually. And yeah, TNT, owned by Warner Media, actually wants this cut. On Instagram, they said this: when someone says release a Snyder cut, they did the two eyes, and and Cynical says, I wish you guys would show the real version of that movie. And TNT Drama says, wish we had it. Yeah, they actually said, wish we had it. And that's great. It's not like they're going to kind of push it over to getting a release, but it's great to know that even a TNT, a network television, firmly recognizes, and we've shown them that recognizes that it will probably benefit them if later on, after Zack Snyder's Justice League's run, right, it's possible that they could throw it on TNT. I mean, it'll probably be censored, because I'm thinking Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be rated R, to be quite honest. But, I think if they were going to do that, they'll put a PG-13 version on TNT Drama. But it just shows you, as a network television, they do see like a demand for that. And they even said it right there, wish we had it. Because you'd probably tune in. Like, a lot more probably will, like, you know what, I'm interested. I've seen the theatrical Justice League, not too interested in that. And I would love to see a new, more content on TNT. I think TNT would love to have more content, would love to have something that people would want to tune in on. And Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, maybe that movie, it would help them out. And of course, so that's why they they wish they had it, because on all the post about Justice League, you see people responding with release the Snyder Cut. They're probably like, well, how can we get that too? Because it seems like people want to watch that. And if they want to watch that, then they'll tune in to our channel to watch that. So, like I said, it's nothing wrong. This is not bullying. There's nothing wrong with demanding from multi-billion-dollar companies and asking them for what we want. It's not being bullied. They're not bullied by us. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. No, as a consumer, you have every right to ask what you want, expect from them, but hopefully in a pleasant and positive manner, which I think a lot of us have shown so far, and I'm pretty proud of that fact. So that's really cool. And TNT Drama, hey, once it all comes out and once all is done, maybe a few years after that, they'll be able to show it on TNT, and people can watch it on TNT. So, and last thing is that release the Snyder Cut. RT Snyder Cut is back fully. I believe they've been responding to tweets today. They've tweeted this out, and I guess they're ready to go and promote once again about release the Snyder Cut once again. I think maybe there is some delay with the coronavirus, and so they probably can't get that prize to that one winner yet for that, but they are ready to do stuff. I think they're going to be announcing different types of events about this. Although it says for Warner Bros. To release a Snyder Cut, I'm pretty sure they probably mean like Warner Media. But I responded to them, and they finally got back. I wanted to see if they could possibly promote the Sunday, May 10th one that Will Rollins did, the Mother's Day one, and also the May 27th one, because they have a lot of followers. They have a lot more, like 20,000 plus followers. More than me. And more than most people. So, and because they are kind of supposed to be the hub of the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut, it'd be great if they do it. And they did. They're going to be making an announcement in the next few days with regard to their involvement going forward with Twitter trending events. So we'll have to wait and see what they have plans for these two events, if anything, or if they have their own events. Not sure. But hopefully we can all work together now. Hopefully we can all unite together. and bring a lot of that positive voice and share that positive voice with the rest of the world, and also showing Warner Media, showing HBO Max, showing these Warner Max that, you know what, we really want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League. We really want you to release that Snyder Cut, if you would so kindly, in a nice positive manner. And as a company, multi-billion-dollar company, they're going to look at the numerous, plentiful, trending, trending consumers that are, politely asking them to help release the Snyder Cut and Zack Snyder's Justice League. So hopefully they listen, and it will be a title that will get released sooner rather than later. All right, guys. Well, that is enough for today. I want to thank you so much for subscribing. I want to thank you so much for watching. Once again, Sunday, May 10th is the first event. Sunday, and then Wednesday, May 27th is the second event, and there's possibly more in between these as well. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.